But let's get to the big game, man. Liverpool
Speaking of the
hosted
title
Man
race,
City at Anfield. This one ended 1-1. Talk about quality on display.
I just can only sit here and applaud because that was a fascinating match of two of the best teams in England, and what a tactical masterclass by both of these coaches in this match. Holy cow. Both teams lucky to get away with the draw, to be honest with you.
A
And
little
it
bit.
was fantastic.
I mean, at the end, you had Doku hit the inside of the post, came back to.
Kelleher,
Yeah. And then, of course, we had. I guess we'll start with the call. The no call on that PK at the end. Jeremy Doku on Alexis
You
McAllister.
want to start there? Okay,
We'll start there.
We're going to bring the heat right off the bat.
Bring the heat, man.
Do I think that was a penalty? I mean, Jurgen Klopp certainly thinks so. Says it would have been a foul anywhere else on the pitch. I will say in live play, I did not think it was a foul. It looked like Jeremy Doku got a piece of the ball, and then his follow-through got McAllister because they were both going for the ball.
So you
However,
said
by the
place,
rule
so
of the law,
replay, you thought it was.
Yes, I
Okay.
did, because his studs hit McAllister in the chest.
Kind of reminded me of Nigel de Jong against Xabi Alonso in the World Cup.
Yeah,
Not as
less
bad,
blatant,
obviously. Not
a
as
little less
bad.
blatant, but yeah, it did. I do think, I did.
I'll be quick with my response. Yes, I think it was a foul. Studs to the chest. I mean, I don't know how that's not dangerous play. I think that's more dangerous than John McGinn's tackle, if I'm being honest. That was a straight red card.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of... I know VAR, they gave it as two players coming together. I've seen people defend it. Doku got the ball. I mean, I don't care if you get the ball, man. You put your studs into a person's chest, that's a high boot.
Well, yeah, it's, at almost shoulder level, right? He, kicks him almost in the armpit. So, yes, that's dangerous play, and that's a high boot. So
not only do I think it's a foul, I think it's a yellow card, at the least.
I think a red card would have been harsh.
I think a red card would have been harsh,
yellow,
too. Yeah.
Yellow, definitely. I guess VAR didn't see.
I don't think the referee wanted the game to be decided on his call.
Yeah.
A foul. But at the same time, I also do think VAR should have had the the ref go look at the monitor. They didn't do that either.
At least they're consistent with that.
Consistently bad at it. Yeah, they are. Don't we know? Seems like every week we have to talk about VAR.
Yeah. Or some sort of situation going against Liverpool, I guess. They've had their fair share of, decisions go their way as well. I mean, they did against Forest. But
they did have that one go their way, yeah.
Yeah. But they have had a lot go against them this season. I will give Liverpool fans that acknowledgement.
But as Arsenal fans, we were very thrilled with that draw, so...
Yep.
Glad that penalty wasn't given. Here's where the bias comes in. We did the unbiased part. Now we'll talk about our biased selves.
Right. And, honestly, as much as I wanted a draw, I wouldn't have been too sad if City won that match, just so that way, if Arsenal beats City, Liverpool's further behind them. But, it would also give City the confidence to just run the table the rest of the season. So I'm glad they don't have that.
Which they have done many times.
Yes.
But let's get into the game. So who is your man of the match for this game? We saw plenty of standout performances from some of these Liverpool players. They had a few players missing. As you mentioned, Kelleher in goal. Joe Gomez started this goal. Jero Kwanzaa. And
it was a surprising lineup.
Harvey Elliott started. So there's a few surprising players starting for Liverpool due to the injuries, I guess they have. But who is your man of the match for this game?
I mean, this one was so tough. I mean, you could have had Virgil van Dijk, who was everywhere. I mean, how vital is he to this squad with his leadership and presence?
There is a missing report out for Erling Haaland. He is stuck in Virgil van Dijk's pocket. His dad has been searching Anfield everywhere for him.
Right? You want to know how many touches Erling Haaland had in Liverpool's box in this entire match?
What, 2?
1.
Damn, I was so
1. The entire match. So Good on you, Virgil van Dijk.
See, that's one of those stats. I don't know if you're pulling it out of your ass or not. I don't know. I'll give it to you, though.
I don't.
Cause
I see these stats places. I don't look them up myself. So
because
that's how
I
I
could
feel
believe
about
you on that one. Because Erling Haaland was non-existent in this game.
Kelleher was fantastic, deputizing for Allison. I mean, what a finger he got on that Jeremy Doku shot that hit the inside of the post. Like that ball was going in, 100%.
Could he be a first choice keeper somewhere else?
I definitely think so. I don't know if it's top half of the table, but he definitely could be.
A
With the way
Brighton,
he's
a
playing
West
right
Ham, Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, even Newcastle. I mean, Nick Pope's not getting any younger or healthier. So yeah, it definitely could be at Chelsea. So yeah, I mean, Luis Diaz. I mean, this guy, he might be the most exhausting person in all of football to watch because he runs so goddamn much and so hard. But if it wasn't for the missed chances, I would have picked him
He had
as my player of the match.
some
My
bad
actual
ones
player
in
of the
this
match
one.
is going to go to Endo because
That's
he's
a good
here.
shout.
He's there. He's every fucking where. Endo. God, man, what a signing he has been for Liverpool. The guy he doesn't put a foot wrong. He does his job and then goes home.
He does the simple things very well. Like when you look at him, he's not a silky smooth player. You don't think of like Szoboszlai or McAllister, but he gets his job and he does the simple things well, and he didn't make mistakes in this game.
Yeah, rarely have I seen him make a mistake all season. So
I saw a Crystal Palace match who worried me a little bit for him, but he has since that game turned it around and has looked very good.
So yeah, he's my pick.
I want to give a shout out to Gerald Kwanzaa, man, center back, right next to Virgil van Dijk, young kid, 21. Yeah. I'm pretty sure years old.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And you notice, again, wasn't noticed in this game very much, but that's what you want from a center back. Not making any mistakes, doing his job quietly, thoroughly, and just did it very well. So I'll give a shout out to him, but I got to agree with Endo as far as man of the match goes.
Yeah, Gerald Kwanzaa, man, I was watching a couple other podcasts this week, and there's a couple of Liverpool fans and City fans that said if Gerald Kwanzaa started this match, Liverpool lose. Way to prove your doubters wrong as a kid, man. He's going to be up there for some years to come, so good on you.
Yes, he will be. So it looks like, the final showdown, at least in the Premier League, between Klopp and Guardiola. We don't know. There could be an FA Cup showdown here coming up. But this was a good one, man. Is this one of the best rivalries in English football and the history of it? As big as Sir Alex and Wenger, as Mourinho?
I will say, as far as, tacticians go, I will say it might be up there with the likes of Sir Alex and Arsene Wenger. I mean, you saw what City did in the first half where they're pushing John Stones into midfield. They're dominating the midfield the first, 15, 20 minutes. And then Klopp makes a decision to push Connor Bradley further up the pitch, kind of overload that right side a little bit more. And it completely nullified John Stones in midfield. And I'll be honest with you, this match, I don't think I've ever seen Kevin De Bruyne so invisible in a match either.
Like, it was. And I mean,
anything.
And that's why Kovacic came on.
Yeah.
And we could see De Bruyne was not happy about coming off.
I mean, I understand, right? He's a playmaker. It only takes one chance for him to create something or score a goal. But at the same time, he hadn't done anything all match, and I'm sure he was just frustrated with what had happened in the match.
Well, that and Man City were under pressure and needed another player in that midfield.
Yes, 100%. So, yeah, I would say it's the greatest rivalry since Sir Alex and Arsene Wenger.
Okay.
How about you?
I don't think it's that great, if I'm being honest. I think the team aspect of it is a great rivalry, but Guardiola and Klopp, I do not. They're too friendly, if I'm being honest. They're too friendly with each other. They hug, they, did their whole smiles. At the end of this game, You didn't get that with Sir Alex and Wenger, or Wenger and Mourinho, they hated each
Well,
other, man.
You certainly didn't get that with Mourinho and Wenger. Those two hated each other.
I want that kind of rivalry. I want the coaches to despise one another. I want there to be, some venom said at some of these press conferences, spewed at each other. I mean, Mourinho was great at it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's
probably
what I
the
want.
greatest ever.
So I don't think the coaches themselves is a rivalry. I think the teams are a rivalry.
Yeah.
They're two of the best teams that we've seen in recent years. But the coaches, no, I don't. I want to see coaches that don't hug at the end of a game. I want to see them completely ignore each other at the end of the game.
Well, unfortunately, I think those days, at least at the top of the Premier League, are probably over because, Arteta and Guardiola are going to be friends for the rest of their lives. But I will definitely say the Premier League will greatly miss Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, yeah. Definitely will.
But what a battle it's been. It's great football, great games of chess. They're both master tacticians, so it's been fun to see on the pitch. Like you said, I too like to see a little bit of venom between coaches, a little more drama in there, a little more fiery on the pitch, but I still love to see it.
It's two fantastic teams playing beautiful football.
Yep.
And this is going to be a title race for the ages, man. It makes this Arsenal-Man City game coming up at the end of March even bigger. Whoever wins that match, I think obviously has to be the favorite.
Yeah, as of right now, City are overwhelming favorites to win the title. I think the bookies have them at like 46% just about. Liverpool's at 35% and Arsenal are at like 19%. Which, I'll be honest, is very disrespectful to Arsenal and the way they've been playing this season. They're top of the Premier League, best goal differential, but yet you give them the lowest chance to win the Premier League. And, it's almost half of Liverpool's chances with a team that's very young. Wasn't even talked about as winning the title in the beginning of the season. But, yeah, this is the closest race, 3-horse race in the history of the Premier League. It's going to be fantastic.
It is. It will be great. Let us know on our Instagram, Brews FC. You'll have to check it out. Make sure you're following us there. You can join our Facebook group, TikTok, Brews and Banter, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Give us a thumbs up, a like. Get your merch at the Redbubble store. And, of course, don't forget to check out Acorn Hills Clothing. But on that note, that brings us to the end of this episode.
Till next time, my friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Today's episode is brought to you by Acorn Hills Clothing Company. Sustainable clothing, biodegradable packaging, tree planted for every purchase, and a percentage of their sales donated to charities.
Yeah, and that's not even the best part. They give you these plantable clothing tags with every purchase. Pretty much greatest idea ever.
That is
scan
awesome.
The QR code right here for planting instructions. So make sure you go to www.acornhillsco.com and use Brews15. That is BREWS15 at checkout for 15% off and have your tree planted today.
Yes, don't forget to use our code Brews15 at checkout for 15% off. This is one you don't want to miss, guys.